Okay, so we're still in the paper room because I'm having a hard time leaving here.
It's kind of fun.
I like the paper room.
I do too.
I want to buy a suitcase and just take all the paper samples
Okay,
out.
that would way exceed the baggage.
I know, probably. Okay, so I call you and I say, Joe, hook me up. I want a freaking paper sample extraordinaire package. What are you going to send me?
Okay, well, the first thing you're going to get is a swatch cabinet. And so it's all the swatch books. And basically...
And this is of no cost to me.
It is of no cost, but I will be honest. There's a real cost associated with it. A cabinet alone, we've done studies on this, it's over $500.
Right, but I don't have to pay for anything.
Absolutely
That's
not.
all I care about.
No.
At the moment.
No, a paper merchant's job in terms of working with the design and specification community is to make sure you guys always have up-to-date materials and resources.
And when you say specification committee, you're talking about print producers like myself,
Correct.
print buyers, brokers, people like that.
Correct.
Okay.
Anybody that's going to be creating the demand for print and deciding, this is the paper I want this job to go on.
Okay.
So, in addition to the swatch cabinet, I think the really fun part of the job that people absolutely love, they want to see the print samples. They want to see what's
Right.
really being done. So, I've got a bunch of them here, and all different types of areas, depending upon the need.
And we're showing these because you happen to work with these companies. We're
Absolutely.
not picking
There's many-
any over another. Just to be clear out there, if you're a paper company and you don't see your sample, it's just because I happen to be standing at Millcraft. That we have nothing against other paper
Correct.
companies.
And these aren't even all the companies that we represent. I
Okay.
just took a smattering of, these are some of the newest or the ones that get used over and over that
Perfect.
people respond to. So this was a new print promotion, a real job on Cranes. It's so cool. Who doesn't love letterpress, right?
Oh my God, I love that.
So a bunch of
Yeah, just take your
my
time. It's not
graphic
like
designers absolutely love letterpress, and this was a special piece that they did.
Just look at the outside.
I know, isn't it beautiful? And basically, it's a little stand, so you can stand your calendar. We're not in January anymore, and we're just about done in February.
Oh my God, how cool
But
is
they're
that?
beautiful. I mean, these happen to be on the Cranes line, so Cranes Crest, Cranes Letra. Oh, I love the March. It looks so springy. This was, we featured this recently in our newsletter. I mean, almost all of them went. People were like, please send me one. So these are some of the things that you get. So it's kind of a fun one. Mm-hmm. And I love the letterpress. So in addition to that, you get things like, these were some Nina postcards that were done, a little series. This is great because this is a print promotion, new page. But it's also a really good educational piece. This series, Ed, I would tell you, any designer, print production manager, intern, new in the industry, I'd get the entire series. This is
I've
number
never even heard of
13.
it.
Oh my God, I'm going to hook you up with this stuff
Okay.
before you go. It's great. This one's all about sustainability. So we all know environmentalism, big issue. But in addition to really cool print techniques, a ton of information.
Oh wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. So these are definitely
That's
those
a
kinds of
really
tools that
smart
are
use
keepers.
of mixing two things.
Absolutely.
This is a good high five me on that one.
That is very good. And New Page isn't the only mill that does these kinds of educational pieces.
Eclipse.
This
Oh,
was
look,
Mohawk
Mohawk.
launched the Loop Grade about a year and a half ago, and we stock this pretty heavily. So it's one of the ones that I do love to promote, and this one is called A Living Almanac. Talks about the grade itself, and it's a big environmental grade again. In Mohawk being a text and cover mill, those mills tend to be a little more eco-friendly, if you will. But it's really cool. Some great printed samples in here.
How
Fun
cool.
typography. I mean, just some really cool things.
Well, don't give it away. Let them call you for a sample.
Absolutely.
Oh, die cut, laser die cut.
This is, who doesn't love French? I think my graphic designers all fawn over
I love French paper company.
I love French too. But this just happened to be a little fun promotional piece they did.
I have to tell you something. When I worked in the agencies and we would get samples, I would hang them on my door.
They're definitely keepers. You go in and you can see things that have stood the test of time. In this case, French really wanted, what I love about French, one of the many things I love about them, a lot of the text and cover mills, French was promoting the fact that they stock the colored envelopes, pretty much all the envelopes, the A sizes, number 10s, and they're available in really small quantities, so we can get those. Typically envelopes, if you remember before I said they'll hang you up on a project.
Mm-hmm.
So French
Well, I
was
know that
promoting
because it's, I always have that problem. It's like, Why don't you have envelopes? Why do I have to convert them? Like, I don't get it. But
I mean, really and truly, how many jobs are going to be done on this shade of,
Right.
orange in an A6? Not that many. So to have,
I was actually
pallets
once
full.
told they only print silver envelopes like twice a year.
Oh, I don't know. That would be a question for the envelope manufacturers. Brand new piece I just got this week from Mohawk. This is really cool. It's a real job. It's on the VW Touareg. But what's cool, feel it.
Oh, it's on the silk.
They did this is on Mohawk Via, very economical grade.
Oh,
they
they're not
did the
using
soft
that.
touch
That's
aqueous
what
on
I'm
it.
saying. The
Yep.
soft touch aqueous.
So this is a great example of when, if I'm working with a client and they're like, okay, we've got, in this particular case, automotive, or maybe it's a retail industry, they want something tactile, but they've got a budget. I mean, there's some papers I could show them, but it would probably blow their budget.
Right.
I think this is a great way to show them, and here are all the, I love this, the print specs on it. To
Right.
me, that's a huge thing.
Yeah, well, that certainly helps me if I want to spec something. At least I'm
Absolutely.
like,
You know
hello,
what's
they did the
apples
work
to
for me.
apples.
Right.
So, that's a good one.
Pretty.
This is really fun. Nina just relaunched their classic lineup, and the promotion around it is the Perfect 10. Basically, they have kind of retooled their color lineup across crest, linen, laid, I'm sure I'm probably forgetting, columns, and really wanted to promote the fact that you
cool.
can go cross-platform. Beautiful,
Wow.
beautiful graphics in here.
Oh my God!
Fun
Look at
techniques.
this.
Isn't that great?
Look at. I love designers.
You know, it does. It gets you excited about paper.
I know, it's crazy.
And
Look at this. I love how the varnish is making that.
Yeah.
Okay, don't give it away. Everyone has
Oh,
to call
but
you and get these samples.
Absolutely.
Or call
Go to
their
my-
merchant.
Call your merchant. If you want more info, I think people know how to find me, on the web, so you feel free to. But I love it because it shows you. People always think white when they print. You can print on color stock. You need to know what you're doing, but you absolutely can do
Actually,
it.
that's a really good point. When I looked at that, that didn't even occur to me that it was colored stock. I thought that was printed on the background.
No, it's color.
I might have just lost my production membership card there.
It's okay.
But I have to say I was fascinated by the varnish technique. I sort
There's
of
some
didn't
really
think about
cool
it.
finishing techniques in a lot of these pieces. Again, this is a piece done by Mohawk, and this was promoting their new technology with the panoramic papers, so you don't lose things in the gutter. So
Oh, how
if you're doing crossover, it's a different technology, but it's something to help. Really, it's a good educational piece, I think, for print sales reps.
Okay, so basically, this is what someone can expect if they order a sample. And if I said to you, for example, hi Jill, I want to get a sample package, but primarily I work on digital press.
Yes.
Can you? Are there?
Yeah, there's tons of print promotions that are done digitally or that.
Well, I know that.
feature,
What I'm
but-
saying is that can you actually customize packages like that?
Yes. Yes.
So if I'm not
you only
using
wanted to
offset, or
see-
what
right.
about? Do you guys deal with web sheets too?
Absolutely.
Or no? Oh, you do.
Absolutely.
Really?
We do. We tend not to keep. I will say this because the web sheets tend to yellow a little faster than the regular ones. If I'm working on a project and I need to do a bunch of mock-ups, I like to have fresh paper, so
Right.
I will order it from the mill to do those comps. I work with a retailer here in town where we're doing a lot of mock-ups all the time for their catalogs, and it's on web, 45-pound web. So it's something that's not readily stocked, but again, I usually get it next day, and it's to the printer the following day and to my customer as well the following day.
What about a wide format paper?
We do sell wide format paper. It's not something we sample, but certainly if you had a need for it, a couple phone calls and I could get
Right.
stuff sent.
I mean,
directly
usually
to
it just gets printed out on when it gets printed out. So that's why I was just wondering if there was a whole process like this.
Yeah, no, and it really depends on your needs. So,
Right.
We can customize sample cabinets. If all you want are digital papers, I would put together a little cabinet of swatch books
Right.
with, all right, these are just the digital papers. Look at
So
these.
nobody has to worry about they're going to get stuff that doesn't
Right.
have anything to do with them. You can literally ask it to be that customized.
It
Right.
could be. And if you want to see everything, that's cool too. Maybe
Right.
you only use coated paper and all you want are the coated
Right.
papers. Very simple, easy thing to do.
All right,
So we
thanks
can
so
tailor
much.
it.
That's awesome. Next!